2007 to 2021 Toyota Tundra, otherwise known as the second generation, is a fantastic truck. I wanted to give you my impressions of it, living with it now for about 2-3 years, 60,000 miles. I drive this thing primarily on the interstate, on the highways, obviously some around town as I'm getting there, but it rides like a truck. It is a truck. This is not going to win the luxury model truck. If that's something you're looking for, this is probably not the truck for you. I've got some BF Goodrich KO2 tires on this thing, LT rated, load range E. I keep them about 40 psi, 35-40 psi. It doesn't ride terrible, but again, not a luxury truck in that regard. I do also have airbags on the back of this thing, on the leaf pack, and that kind of just helps support the weight or that I put in the bed, or towing capacity that I do often use for towing trailers of different sizes and different distances and all that stuff, so it helps with that. The engine on this truck, everybody knows this engine series, right? It's a 5.7 liter V8, making 400 some odd horsepower, 401 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. Great powertrain, very reliable. I believe it's paired with a 6-speed transmission. Very predictable on the highways, getting up to speed on the on-ramps. Man, no power all day long, especially if you're coming from, say, mid-sized truck of any kind. You have gobs of power on this thing. There's just no concern with power. But a few notable maintenance items that you should know about. Cam tower leaks, very common with this engine, especially as you get miles on it. You can be found through the wheel well. You can kind of look along. It's right underneath the valve cover gaskets, right underneath the valve cover where the block and the head meet. This example, 2019, I've got about 85,000 miles on this one. No issues with that. I'm pretty religious about oil changes every 5,000 miles and keeping up on all things maintenance. I do coat the undercarriage with fluid film to help with rust. I live in Indiana, so rust is a concern in the winter months. I like to work on my own vehicles, even if it is a work vehicle. And salt is killer of all metals. So I keep fluid film on there. I treat that typically every Thanksgiving, give or take. I use just aerosol cans. You can buy it in gallons. But I just use the aerosol cans, usually 4-5 cans, maybe, just depending on how thick I'm going on the frame and the components there. But back to maintenance for a minute. You get into the higher mileage with these things. There are reports of, maybe some head gaskets, and I'm talking high miles being 200,000-300,000 miles, especially if you're not changing the coolant. There's a lot of great resources online. I don't know if you follow the Car Care Nut on YouTube, but Master Technician, Toyota Technician, talks about some of this stuff. They're also known for what's called the valley plate leak, which is the heat exchanger underneath the intake manifold. Again, related to coolant changes, and the acidity level of that coolant. If you're not changing that coolant, they say 100,000 miles. I think Toyota recommends that. I'll probably, this one has not had it changed. I will probably change it with this next oil change just to kind of try and stay ahead of it a little bit. But it's not a proven fix for that valley plate leak or even, again, those head gasket issues. But ultimately, good maintenance, that's what you're after with these engines. You stay up on your maintenance, your oil changes and your coolant changes. You're going to be just fine. This thing's going to go a long time for you. Here in the back, where I kind of got everything set up here so that I can still use this rear seat if need be, or if I'm in a hotel or a public place where I want to close some of this, keep my tools. Look, I'm not a big Craftsman guy anymore, more Makita, Milwaukee, but these boxes were great for underneath the seat, and they fit, they're even with this. So again, that seat can close, and again, just add a little bit of security back here. But you can see I keep some tools in there. Obviously some gloves, fire extinguisher, some chargers, some various things there. This one's got some miscellaneous stuff in it. The rain suit, gloves, obviously. This one, let's see what's in here. This one keeps a battery, like a battery jump pack here. A little bit of a tire starter, not so much for the truck's tires, but for trailers and stuff like that I'm towing. some flares, fluid film, which we talked about. Keep a little bit of that on hand for different things. This is a battery backup jump start kit. Again, some ponchos and stuff like that. So that's nice. Again, fits underneath there. I work on the road a lot, so I like having some extra power inverter. So this is for my laptop or something. This is just a Jackery 240 that I can plug everything into, of course. Then back here, just some miscellaneous tool bags and stuff like that I work from. This allows me to carry devices inside or carry my tools around if I want to get outside of the truck. One thing I don't love about this is the fact that it's loose back here. I'd like for it to be more secure, in case of a crash or rollover. I was a little more protected, but in this case, it's loose back here for right now. I have not come up with a good solution for that, kind of working towards that. Under the seat here, I keep a tow strap, snatch strap that can be used for obviously vehicle recovery, snowy conditions. Coming around here to the other side here, we've got, again, I keep this seat down. My daughter rides to school, so that I keep that down for her. Underneath here, full first aid kit that I keep on hand. This is actually just a seat cover, but I keep it in there in case I need to lay on the ground or something like that. Again, you kind of see how I've got the Jackery in there. I've got there's some spare tools in here, such as a bigger air compressor that attaches to the battery. I kind of just moved around the spare or the stock jack kit. But in here is battery kit, some more jumper, tow straps, jumper cables. There's actually a bigger compressor in there. This is if you haven't seen these before, this is like a siphon kit for fuel in case I got into a pinch with something like that. I think I carry some SAM splint in there, just some extra medical stuff that didn't fit in that container. If you were outfitting this for a full work build for construction or whatever else, you may choose to take these seats out, make a platform with bolted, Milwaukee pack outs on those, or obviously use the bed as an option there too. So I just kind of want to show you what I was doing here in terms of tool storage and what this looks like. So favorite features of this truck. I like the styling. I like the look of it. This particular model is, I believe it's actually an SX model. This particular truck was debadged when I purchased it with about 30,000 miles on it. And I put back on some stickers, TRD stickers, SR5, pretty common to get. In the cab of the truck, pretty typical Tundra setup here. As you can see, I do keep a RAM mount that I keep for my phone. I just keep a hat over there just for good measure. This particular model, I do have aftermarket heat seaters on this. Obviously 4-wheel drive, phone charger, storage underneath there, and my phone is able to attach here for power. This is a Scan Gauge 2, which allows me to see, just engine vitals that the main dash cluster leaves to be desired. So typical Tundra build out. Things I dislike about the truck: miles per gallon. It's not a Toyota Prius or anything like that. I'm averaging probably on the highway 16, maybe 17 if I got a tailwind. Pretty much right around 16, maybe some 15s in there. Second thing probably dislike about the truck, depending on how you look at it, not a lot of technology in here. This is a very base model. But I got Bluetooth. I can talk on the phone with it. It'll stream my music or podcast or whatever I'm listening to. This 19 and up does have the radar assist cruise. It does have the lane keep. I don't need a whole lot. I'm a pretty simple guy, so for me, it's not a deal breaker at all. But to some of you, it may be something to pay attention to. And third thing about this, I spoke earlier that one of the things I liked about it was the simplicity of it, and I do like that, but I'll be honest, the interior plastics, the seats, the quality of those materials is not great. The plastic tends to kind of hold dirt a lot. It's kind of harder to keep clean. The seats, the fabric on it, you know, again, it kind of shows some stains. You know, you spill some water, some soda, you're going to see it. Anyways, guys, I hope this video was helpful and informative. Again, second gen Tundra, go out and get one. The new model, look, a lot of controversy over that and the engines. I think Toyota's going to get it right. I've been driving Toyota trucks for really, heck, the last 10, 15 years. I've had Tacomas and 4Runners and FJ Cruisers, and I've got a Sequoia, actually, that my wife drives on as our family vehicle, which we tow with all the time. We have a camper that we tow with. So I've got a lot of experience with these trucks. This second gen Tundra, I think, is definitely a winner. If you can find one, not rusty, that is well kept, well maintained. Again, maintenance is important on these things. I'll probably do some other videos. If you have questions, drop them down in the comments below. I will likely do one comparing our Sequoia to this 19 Tundra that I've got. Thanks for watching, and talk to you again later. Thanks.